Shabbat Shalom, everybody. All praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son. Just wanted to do a real quick video, just hitting on a few scripts, hitting on Day of Atonement and fasting. I'm starting in Leviticus chapter 23, starting at verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, that the same soul, will I destroy from among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at evening, from evening until evening shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. So I understand it says the 9th day, but that's just preparation for the 10th day. So that was Leviticus chapter 23, verses 26 through 32. Now I want to hop over in this book of Jubilees, chapter 34, verses 10 through 19. And in the 7th year of this week, he sent Joseph to learn about the welfare of his brothers from his house to the land of Shechem. And he found them in the land of Dothan. And they dealt treacherously with him and formed a plot against him to slay him. But changing their minds, they sold him to Ishmaelite merchants. And they bought him down into Egypt. And they sold him to Potiphar, the eunuch of Pharaoh, the chief of the cooks, priest of the city of Elu. And the sons of Jacob slaughtered a kid and dipped the coat of Joseph in the blood and sent it to Jacob their father on the 10th of the 7th month. And he mourned all that night, for they had brought it to him in the evening. And he became feverish with mourning for his death. And he said, An evil beast hath devoured Joseph. And all the members of his house mourned with him that day. And they were grieving and mourning with him all that day. And his sons and his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted for his son. And on that day, Bilhah heard that Joseph had perished, and she died mourning him. And she was living in Qophrath. And Dinah also, his daughter, died after Joseph had perished. And there came these 3 mournings upon Israel in 1 month. And they buried Bilhah over against the tomb of Rachel, and Dinah also, his daughter, they buried there. And he mourned for Joseph 1 year, and did not cease. For he said, Let me go down to the grave mourning for my son. For this reason it is ordained for the children of Israel that they shall afflict themselves on the 10th of the 7th month, on the day that the news which made him weep for Joseph came to Jacob his father, that they should make atonement for themselves thereon with a young goat on the 10th of the 7th month, once a year, for their sins. For they had grieved the affliction of their father regarding Joseph his son. And this day has been ordained that they should grieve thereon for their sins and for all their transgressions, for all their errors, so that they might cleanse themselves on that day once a year. So we see that Jacob also participated in the Day of Atonement, but he did it in grieving for his son who he thought that he lost. But we know later on when you read in scripture that they ran across their brother Joseph in Egypt and they was trying to buy the corn from him during a great famine. So now I'm going to hop over to my pseudepigrapher here. I'm going to the Apocalypse of Elijah. The Apocalypse of Elijah, chapter 1. I want to say this is chapter 1. Apocalypse of Elijah, chapter 1. Start at verse 14 here. It says, the benefits of the fast. Remember that from the time when he created the heavens, the Lord created the fast for a benefit to men on account of the passions and desires which fight against you, so that the evil will not inflame you. But it is a pure fast which I have created, said the Lord. The one who fasts continually will not sin, although jealousy and strife are within him. Let the pure one fast, but whenever the one who fasts is not pure, he has angered the Lord and also the angels. And he has grieved his soul, gathering up wrath for himself for the day of wrath. But a pure fast is what I created, with a pure heart and pure hands. It releases sin. It heals disease. It casts out demons. It is effective. It is effective up to the throne of God for an ointment and for a release from sin by means of a pure prayer. So once again, y'all, that was the Apocalypse of Elijah, chapter 1, verses 14 through 22. And I read that book of Jubilees, chapter 34, 10 through 19. And we started off in Leviticus 23, 26 through 32, hitting on the Day of Atonement, hitting on the benefits of the fast. So let your fast be pure, Israel, and everybody be strong. All praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son. Shabbat Shalom, family.